Yeah, guys, welcome to Lift Club. Those of you that haven't been before, the theme of today is going to be, we kind of chat through, I'm going to do a bit of a TED talk. I'm going to be really fucking inspiring. Like, you're not even going to believe how inspiring I'm going to be. Like, I'm actually really nervous for this talk as well. Believe it or not, I actually did some like pre-practicing. Normally I just turn up and talk and hope for the best. But yeah, I think the reason I'm a bit nervous is because actually this subject really excites me, and I also believe that this is the bread and butter for you getting consistent results and actually being able to be resilient when life happens. So that's why I'm really passionate about it. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to go through some crazy like thoracic mobility stuff to kind of loosen up your upper back, and I'm going to talk through like why we bench. We're going to warm up core for deadlifts and glutes, and then we're going to deadlift first, and then we're going to have a break. I'm going to chat through bench setup, and then we're going to bench, okay? So that is the plan for today. Is everybody excited? Oh, is everybody excited? Okay, cool. So who remembers what like the theme of my chat was today? Inspiration, Julie. It's all around, it's obviously January. We're still in January. I know it's lasting for fucking ages, but we're still in January. And obviously January for most people is very much about setting intentions, setting goals, and trying to figure out why it didn't quite go to plan last year, maybe for some of you. So what I want to do is I want to talk through goal setting. I've got a little whiteboard over there, don't look at it. Oh, you all looked at it. I'm then going to talk through like habit building and why that's going to protect you when motivation drops. I'm going to talk through boundaries. Who struggles to put boundaries in place? Yeah, most people. Dave's like, fucking Natalie gets told what she's doing. And then we're going to talk about becoming that person you want to be, because that's actually the biggest shift. When you're not living a life aligned to who you want to be, it's because your identity and your goal are not marrying up, okay? So that's a big one. So let's start with goal setting then. So who's actually gone through the questions and set out their goals for the year? Most of you should have by now. Okay, cool. What have we got then? What was like, when you did your goal setting, what was the biggest moment for you? Were you like, yes, I've actually worked towards achieving that goal, or did you feel like you've actually got a little bit stuck last year? Be honest. Stuck. Hi, Carol. Carol tried to leave me in November. She didn't stand a chance. But yeah, like you feel a bit stuck. And if you're being honest, why do you think you got a bit stuck? You lost your way? Yeah. And I think that's the most common reason that most people get stuck. They forget the reason why, and they kind of lose their way along the way of what they're doing. And this is why, like if you listen to the client story from Tuesday, those of you that were one-to-one clients, one of Laura's biggest pieces of advice was remember your why. Because if you can remember why you're doing something, that's going to ground you, okay? The second reason that we may or may not have, I'm not going to keep referring back to Carol, but the second reason that we might have got a bit lost along the way of our goal setting is because this amazing brain up here is designed to protect you. It's designed to make your life easy. It's designed to tell you that don't pick that up, it's really heavy, or don't do that, it'll be easier to do this. So you actually have to go through a process of changing your thought processes and changing your thought patterns to rewire your brain to tell it, no, fuck off, this is what we're doing and this is how we're going to do it. And that's why you have to constantly remind yourself of your why, because you're programmed to make your life easy. Your brain is programmed to make your life easy. And that then links into habit building. So obviously a lot of you are on Breakthrough at the minute. How are you finding that habit building process? Like, Charlotte, you've done this before, you've done it again. What is the easiest parts of building habits for you, and what then do you fall down on?
Because I've done it before, I think I've fallen back into the habit of like getting my food sorted and prepping quite easy. Where I struggle is with Jason.
Where you struggle with Jason?
Because he's never done it before.
Which is then going to link back into boundaries, which we'll come on to in a second. Because with your basic habits, you've got to know three things. what they are, why you're doing them, and how you're going to do them. And when you can actually live a life aligned to that, it is actually really easy. It's a process, Graham. It's process driven, isn't it? Everything you do is a process. The people that get the best results on our program are process driven people, because we tell them what we're doing, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how they're doing it, and then they just follow the process. And what happens when the process fails, Fiona? Well, the process goes wrong.
It's like when I collapsed when my sister went back to Australia, it just went.
Yeah, because it's a change in the routine.
I changed my routine, my sister went back to Australia, and I got myself in an emotional bubble, and I just went, protection, almost.
Literally protection, because setting habits and being consistent, it's not a emotional decision. It's a disciplined one, right? We have to make disciplined decisions. And trying to control our emotions is actually a skill. Fucking hell, we're all over the place all of the time. So when you're thinking about like that motivation that we've all got at the minute, or some of us have got going into January, it's when the motivation drops that we're then relying on the habits, okay? And what would you say your biggest challenge is with your habits? Consistency. Why? I'm so hot now, fucking hell.
I suppose it's kind of challenging yourself, isn't it, to make sure you're keeping that improvement. I suppose with the gym, it's making that consistent, conscious choice so I can improve rather than just being lazy and I'll do it tomorrow.
And how do you then, on those days when you don't want to, how do you then make that conscious choice?
Remembering how I feel when I come out the gym or I've done myself that achievement.
Yeah.
I've done something for me.
Yeah, literally. So I'm going to be really open and honest. Most of you know who read my Instagram, my prep this last 12 weeks has been fucking diabolical. I have not wanted to, John's is it's like a sanctuary for me. Most of you guys will come here and it's this is a really fun place. I like coming here. It's good for me. I literally did not want to go to John's. And it's my favourite place. I couldn't work out why, and I got really emotional about it and I spoke to him about it. But it's those moments then that I had to just keep showing up. And I keep saying I had a bad prep. I didn't have a bad prep. I've had an average prep. I haven't hit any PBs. I haven't achieved anything extraordinary that I didn't achieve on my last prep. If anything, I'm actually below my last prep. My numbers are nowhere near what they were before. But it's that habit that still drives me to keep turning up. And we'll talk about this. Rowan, first squat PB in... I actually looked at the dates, it's 10 years. 10 fucking years of showing up, and then you get the result out the other side. And sometimes it goes like that, but you have to keep turning up for it, because that's what's then going to drive it forward. And you might have a little break a few years down the line, but then when you return up again, you're going to get to where you want to get to, and then you'll remember that feeling that tells you why you did it. Okay, so, boundaries. Who struggles with boundaries then? We've already said. What do you struggle with?
I guess it's the emotional aspect of boundaries for me, telling people, even if it's telling people no, or
the people pleaser. Yeah, that people pleaser. Okay, so if you say no, give me an example of putting a boundary in place for health and fitness. Charlotte, you can help her out if you're thinking about Jason. He's not here, he's not seeing this just now. He might watch back though. I'll tell Derek.
I'm one of these people that have to set a routine, because if I don't set a routine, I won't follow through with things. So I guess it's when people are getting in the way of my routine that would then get me and mess that up.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling people no when I should be, to stick to what I need to.
For example, going out for dinner, having a drink, blah, 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 blah. You've just got to, with those boundaries that you put in place, it's a case of actually just being prepared. Anna, you absolutely have fucking smashed the last 12 weeks out the park, and it is because she has got this goal that she wants to hit. She wants to get out of fat loss. We've been in fat loss in and out for 2 years, and she's literally 1 week, aren't we? 1 week left.
I've just had my husband in the car speak to me it's been really restrictive, and I'm but I'm nearly at my goal.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But that is what you need to do. Yeah, but people who are you're being restrictive, you're being obsessive, it is obsessive for you to actually get to where you want to get to. You have to be obsessive, because if you're not obsessive and you're having this flexibility and balance that we should have, but not all of the time, because otherwise it will take you, I'm sorry, Anna, 2 years. Anna's achieved in 18 months. 18 months it's taken to her to achieve half her goal, but it's taken her 12 weeks to achieve the rest of it. And that's because she's been messaging me before. She's like, I'm going out for dinner this weekend. I'm going to have my dinner before I go. My friends are going out for breakfast. I'm just going to go and have a coffee with them so I can still do the socialising. I can still see the people I want to be around, but I'm not going to have the breakfast, or I'm just going to have toast and eggs. And it's just making a disciplined decision to put the boundary in place. You shouldn't be missing out on anything, but it's finding a way to do it that's around you. And then when your friends peer pressure, you just say, I'm just working on myself at the moment, and this is what I want to do because it's making me happy. And it's okay to push back on them and be like, no, this is my thing and this is what I'm doing. I'd really love it if you support me. So we've obviously got the boundaries. You have to be a little bit selfish. You do have to be selfish with those sorts of things. The next thing to think about with boundaries is your actions. So does your calendar, your food choices, your social group, the places you spend your time align to the person you want to be? Does it or doesn't it? Most of the time. This is something, Lucy won't mind me sharing, but this is something me and Lucy are working on at the minute. Like, Lucy puts absolutely fucking everything into you guys and sometimes forgets about herself. And her action off the back of last year's goals was to make sure that she put boundaries in place and time blocks out to do certain amounts of work. Because otherwise she ends up working all day and she doesn't go to the gym. Like, there was a whole 6 months of last year she didn't go to the gym because she was too busy trying to be the best coach that she could be. Not trying, she was being the best coach she could be. But that's now her diary aligns to the person that she wants to be, because she's like, right, this happens there, this happens there. I message her and I'm like, can you do this for me? She's like, yeah, at 3 o'clock on Wednesday when I've got this amount of time to do it. And I'm like, oh, great, that's shit. But she's putting the boundary in place to protect her, and I have to respect that because that's what I've asked her to do. Because if she trains and looks after herself, she's going to show it better for you guys. And that is the honest truth. The last bit the next bit I wanted to talk about was identity goals. Okay, so when we're actually focusing on our goals, some of us set really specific goals, which is correct, like I want to lose 5 kilos, but that's where the identity comes into it. You have to go through an identity shift to get to where you want to get to, right? Because it's that, Anna's like, I ain't fucking staying in fat loss any longer than 12 weeks, I'm getting out, yeah? Similar with me, I know I want to turn up at the British next weekend and put in a fucking good performance. I should win it next weekend, like I really should. So I was not letting that go. Like, there was something inside of me that was going, no, because you've been powerlifting for 7 years, you've been training for 17 years. Like, that is like such a good fucking achievement to have on your CV. You've got to keep turning up. Didn't I? I said to you, Dale, I was like, if I hadn't have paid for the entry, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. But you have to keep turning up, because the person I want to be is, I want to be the fucking British champion of the 69 category. And say it proud. Do you know what I mean? So you have to live that life, but I'm constantly thinking about that goal, that person I want to be. I want to be strong, I want to be empowered, I want to be healthy. So when you think about your identity goal, what would be an identity goal for one of you guys? Go on, Zoe. You're really good at your identity goals.
I want to be strong and confident. I want to look like bulky. I want to be comfortable and look at pictures of myself and feel comfortable in my own skin.
Do you know what Zoe said to me the first time we got on our call? She's like, I fucking hate the gym. I fucking hate it. I don't even want to go to the fucking gym. She's like, those people that go to the gym, I want to be like them. And I'm just not. I just don't like it. And now look at you. Because even though she didn't like it, she knew that that person that she wanted to be was there. So she had to make it happen. She had to step out of her health club at the Trilogy, one of the little like health clubby gyms, and she's gone to a proper gym now, and she fucking loves it, don't ya? Yeah, you're one of the gym bros. We also refer to them as zoo animals in the Foundry, but anyway, we won't go there just yet. But anyway, it's a totally random breed of individuals that go there. It's very weird. Lots of interesting things happen in the Foundry. We love watching it. We love watching the stories. The stories are brilliant. Sorry. That's going on YouTube. Anyway, I want to come to Graham for this one. The person that you want to be sometimes needs to be grieved. How many of you look at all the sweets and the cakes in the office and go, for fuck's sake, why does Sharon get to eat fucking biscuits all day and I can't? Yeah? Okay, so, but is that the person you want to be? No. But we have to grieve that person that we're not going to be anymore because our goal and our identity is way bigger. And I want Graham to share his story on this one because being somebody who's lived a really fucking unhealthy life for probably around 20 years, 30 years, like, go on.
Yeah, so...
And it wasn't just you, it was Caroline as well.
Yeah, it was very much a takeaway kind of lifestyle, very good in terms of fitness, and also I've got a very sweet tooth, really sweet tooth. In fact, that goes back to my mother actually. She used to buy me little sweetie snacks when she'd come home at lunchtime from work. So it's kind of inbuilt into me. So losing that, not so much losing the sweet tooth, but training it out of my psyche was, I have a lollipop every day just to kind of get over that sweet. But it is about just telling yourself, look, there's my goal, that's who I want to be. I'm not going to be there unless I stop doing this. If I don't stop doing that, I'm just going to go back to how I was. And I nearly had a heart attack, and it was ridiculous because I was 25, 26 stone, and I thought I was fit, and I wasn't. So it comes as a bit of a shock, especially when you have a life-changing event like that. So, yeah, you've got to say to yourself, that's where I want to be, and I want to be back there where I was.
Yeah, huge.
I was at my most.
But also when that happens, and then Graham then becomes the person he is now, and he's lived this life for, we're up to like over 2 years now. Yeah, and you live this life like 2 years in where you're at now, like even the people around you are going to grieve your person because your wife is no longer like, oh, what are we having for dinner tonight? And he's like, well, I'm having my couscous chicken salad. And she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, when are we having that Indian that you've promised me? Stu's probably going to go through this. Stu likes a beer every night. And like you have to go through a change. If this is the person you want to be, you have to change that identity for who you are going to become. And there'll be times when you're like, I just really want that beer. Like I double parked the CBD drinks last night, guys. It was a fucking wild night because I wanted a glass of wine. I was like, no, I don't need a glass of wine. I'm just wanting a glass of wine because it's a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? So there's the grief side of it. The last kind of pieces of all of this put together is boring versus disciplined. What do I mean by that?
It seems boring because you're doing the same things over and over again, but that's discipline and that's consistent, isn't it? So that's
Huge.
Sometimes when people fall down.
That's just your mindset.
Yeah, but you think, oh, this again. But that's what you say then. You've got to think, well, if I want to get to A to B, I've got to do these steps in between to get there.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be boring, but you've got to give yourself the opportunity to have options. Because sometimes you can have the chips, but if you have chips every day, then you've taken away that option, haven't you? So
Yeah, literally. Or do you need to have the chips from the chip shop? Could you just put some, make some out of jacket potatoes? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways that you can do it. But I guess what I'm saying, guys, is when you achieve your fat loss results, it does not stop there. It's fucking hard to keep the result going in maintenance. And that's where so many people fall off. I honestly had this conversation with Carol and I was like, I really don't want to lose you in the middle of a fat loss phase. I said, but if you get to maintenance, let me have you for a couple of months post-maintenance and get you out the other side. I've had the same conversation with you recently. And it is hard. I finished a fat loss phase in May, had my birthday, went on holiday, went on a weekend away, and fucking 4 weeks later I'm 4 kilos heavier. And it's because I was like, it is easily done because you've got to go through that healing journey. And this is what I'm saying about being disciplined. The discipline you are learning now serves you in maintenance. And Charlotte will relate to this as well because this is a lifestyle. It doesn't just stop. And you have to live a life aligned to the person you want to be. And if you're telling yourself it's fucking hard, it's going to be hard. You have to believe the story you tell yourself. So you have to tell yourself a story that is, I don't want to be the fucking Linda at work who eats all the cakes and the biscuits. I don't. Linda at work, she fucking walks up the stairs and she's out of breath. Do you know what I mean? We want to be that, live our life aligned to the person we want to be, and we have to tell ourselves the story and the identity that we need to become. Because otherwise it's going to be a really fucking hard slog. And that is me finished. I hope nobody's asleep. Nobody asleep? Carol's had to have a coffee, so she was pretty close. Okay, guys, I'm going to get you moving now. I'm going to get you working. So the first things that I actually want to go through is I actually want to go through some banded warm-up exercises for your upper back, which is going to help with your deadlift. We're going to do some thoracic. So you're probably going to have to, we've got bands here. And Luce, would you go and grab me some thicker bands from the room, please? The green ones, probably. Just as many as we've got, like medium resistance. We're going to do some upper back stuff. We're then going to do some core stuff, obviously, because that's what we do. The reason that we do core activation, glute activation, and today we're going to do some upper back stuff is because I need to get these areas all active for you to be able to lift safely, okay? I want you to understand what a brace is. I want you to understand how to use your core. And I know for a lot of you this is very repetitive, but it's very beneficial. And finally, upper back work, because look at you all sat like this. Yeah? We're all very tight in the chest and not so strong in the back. So we want to open up through the back and loosen off the chest so that when we're trying to get into our bench position, when we're trying to deadlift, we've got nice, loose, long arms. Yeah? Okay, cool. So I'll just start with, let me have this one first. Thanks, God. Okay, so what I've got here then, guys, is, and this is for you, Zoe. So those of you that are doing face pulls and cable high rows at the minute, and you're like, I can't fucking get them right. We're going to do some of them. And the reason that I like to do a face pull and a cable high row on the floor is because if I do a face pull here, I've got less stability. It's kind of like pulling me around. Whereas actually, I'm just going to take my t-shirt in. If I sit on the floor, I'm actually really stable here. And then that's a face pull. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring the hands and knuckles to the ears and the elbows nice and wide, so we're hitting the rear delt, okay? The second thing we're going to do is we're going to do 10 of them, and then we're going to come in and we're going to do a high row. With the high row, I'm wearing the biggest t-shirt, aren't I? We want to basically lift the chest up like this and pull the shoulders back and down. So we're sticking our boobs out or our pecs out, gents. Yeah? And we're just going to tuck the elbows in and squeeze back. And what this is doing is it's warming up all of your middle back and your lats so that you're nice and loose and warm, ready for bench and deadlift, okay? So that's the first ones I want you to do in your groups, and I'll run through those. Has anybody ever done any thoracic rolling or anything before?
Yeah, because you put it on my work.
Oh, and do you feel the difference?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so when you're using like one of these kind of foam rollers, what you want to do when you first start is you just literally want to support your neck, because if you just let your neck hang backwards, obviously the spine's going the wrong way, okay? So you want to support the neck and the head, and what we're just going to do is we're just going to roll up and down the length of our back. It feels really nice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get to around the middle of your back. Okay, and you're probably going to get a few clicks and cracks. It's all okay, you're going to be fine. What you want to do here is you're going to breathe in at the top, lower down, and breathe out and relax onto the thing. Rowan, you need this. It's all right. So breathing in and breathing out and relax. And what you're going to do is you're going to do 5 of those, okay? So breathing in and down. And what you're doing is you're creating like all of the tension that we actually hold in our upper back. We're trying to get that to release. So you know when you have a massage, you fucking jam their fucking thumb into your knot. They're putting pressure on the knot to get it to release, okay? This is what we're doing with the tension all across our back. So you've got those ones to be doing. and those ones to be doing. And the last one I want us to do is some, that's how I deal with things at home. I want us to do some pull aparts. So those we've seen some pull aparts, haven't we, Ben? So what we want to do here is hold this nice and tight round the back here, and we're just going to open. And you see how I open? I'm lifting my chest up and squeezing my shoulder blades together as I do that, okay? I'll go this side. And you see how I've got a soft bend in my elbows, and I'm not going like this, okay? I'm just like that. So there should be, me and Natalie had this conversation. Me and my mum actually had this conversation, and a lady on the breakthrough call raised this as well. So with our core exercises that you guys get at the beginning of your workouts, they're not meant to be fucking hard. They're meant to teach you to actually activate and use your core, and that's what we're going to go through today. So you're probably doing them at the minute, and you're like, these are really fucking easy. I just flick my legs up and do this thing. So what we're going to do is, the first one I want you to do is just literally a basic leg lift. And if you actually watch me doing it, I'm going to shake like a shitting dog. So I'm just literally going to bring one foot in here, and I'm going to support my head again and lift my upper back off the floor. And then what I'm going to do is lift this leg up, and in a minute, I'll just start shaking. Like, you can see it happening now, marginally. Because I'm not just lifting my leg up with my leg, I've engaged the lower part of my stomach here to draw my hip in. I've lifted this leg up, so I'm drawing all the energy from my leg into my middle of my stomach here. And then what I'm doing, my upper body, is I'm squeezing it all in. Okay, so I want you just to do that, and then I want you to hold it for 20 seconds for me. And I will be coming over and punching stomachs. And that is not a threat. Nice, so hard. Yours is really unintentional. So we want to make this really intentional here. Draw this up, go again. So from here, draw this energy into here. Now lift the upper back. There, now feel that. Yeah? Jasmine, I know you don't do your core. Not you. Julie's chewing her gum as normal. Nice. Good. Can you all feel that? Yeah. Rowan. Nice. Lift this upper back. Lift the upper back up a little bit more. More. There, now really draw this leg into here. Feel it? More. Yeah. Hi, Kat. You okay? She's like, I hate you. Guys, now I want you to swap legs for me. Again, we're focusing on lifting that upper back off the floor. You're not holding your head and doing it with your hands. Your upper back should be off the floor, and you're pulling into that core, okay? Nice. Stuart's got the shakes. Charlotte's breathing like laboured breaths, as they say. Nice. Julie, you look too relaxed, love. You look like you're just about to get a fucking cocktail. Okay, guys, and relax. So if you did that at home, would that happen like that? No, because what we're thinking about is when we're exercising and we're doing any sort of movement in the gym, we need to be intentional about what we're doing. We're working our core. We're not just lifting our fucking leg. Like, we're actually working the core and trying to get that core muscles engaged. So the next one that we're actually going to do is we're going to come over onto all fours, and we're going to do a bird dog, but we're also going to go into a kickback. I know, it's fucking mental. Mental work here. Okay, so bird dogs, guys. From your bird dog, your body shouldn't be going, okay? You should be literally holding the stomach muscles in, tucking the pelvic floor under, lifting the arm and the leg all at once, and you should be just holding that just for 10 seconds. And what you want to watch is, dyslexic, is that hip, this hip here doesn't drop down. Okay, so the hips are all in line. So lift this up here. No, not this one. Drop this one down. Oi, feel that's harder, isn't it? Nice. Good. Nice, perfect. So drop this hip down, Kat. There, feel that. Now hold this tight here. Zoe, drop the right hip down. There, good. Juliana, drop the left hip down. Hey. Good. Jasmine needs to work on bird dogs.
You need to stop making me laugh.
Okay, guys, if you could just swap sides for me. Fucking hell, Hard. What was that? That was flying. You were off.
I do my call.
There we go there. Feel that there? Nice. Lift this arm up without dropping this down. Drop this down. Yeah, there. Nice. Haj and Kat are supporting each other. Help! Nice, guys. Okay, the final one I'm going to cover, and I'm going to cover this just because it's probably the biggest piece of feedback that I've given this week, so I'm going to use it as the glute activation one. It's not probably the best glute activation exercise, but when you do a kickback in the gym, okay, what tends to happen is this. Yeah? But you're using your lower back, so we're not going to get any glute gains from that. So what we want to do is when we're here, and we're going to do this on all fours, is you want to squeeze your glute and just lift it to there without moving anything else in the body. So you, if you were to, sorry guys, if you were to touch my bum now, it's really hard. So it's literally like, it's just solid, okay? So when you're doing a kickback and you're on all fours here, or you're doing it standing, it doesn't want to be like this, okay? It just wants to be squeeze, and you're just going to where you're actually clenching your glute, not beyond it, because if you go beyond it, I'm in my lower back. So we're going to do 10 of those, but look at how slow I'm doing it. All of you, tempo is this. Ben, this one's for you. So we're going 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah? So a 3, 2, 1 on the way up, squeeze for 2, release for 2. Julie, I know you struggle with that count as well. Drop this hip down, pinch here, pinch, pinch, pinch. That's it. So you should be clenching your butt cheeks, okay? Nice, Stu, good clenching there. Showing Fiona how it's done. Fiona's got the best view. Look at her. She doesn't know where to look. Guys, can you feel the difference in that now? Like, can you actually feel that in your bum? Yeah, good. Welcome to your glutes. They have been there all these years. They just needed to be discovered correctly. Or I'll always say this, but one of the biggest things that people do wrong is, number one, they don't brace their core, which is what I'm going to go through in a second. The second one is that actually they don't actually use their glutes when they're lifting, knees cave in, all sorts of things like that. Do you want to come around here, my love? So, somebody just really quickly, I'm going to run through this, but bracing, why are we bracing? Say it with your chest. Yep, stability, back, taking a moment of presence before you start lifting, actually being present in what you're doing, making sure that you're fully engaged through the midsection, okay? So, when we're bracing then, I want you all to do this with me. So you're going to take a breath in through the mouth or the nose. You're not going to take a shoulder breath, as I like to call it. So you're not going to go, we're going to draw the breath down. And we're going to draw it into the midsection, and then we're going to tense the tummy as if somebody's about to punch us in the tummy, but not just the tummy. We're bracing through the whole of this midsection. And the last piece of the puzzle is we're actually drawing our pelvic floor in. Okay, so imagine you've got a piece of string on the bottom of your crotch and you're drawing it up towards your belly button. I would say vagina, but there's a couple of penises in the room. So Derek just gave me the look. Fucking can't take her anywhere. So when we're bracing, we're thinking about like drawing that breath down. So when you all do that, can you feel that now? That is the most important thing I need you to do today, okay? Brace over weight, yeah? Brace and technique over weight. So when we are deadlifting, we're going to conventional deadlift, all of us apart from one. And we're basically looking for the bar to be over the middle of the foot, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to lift the shoulders up and draw them down because we want to have nice, long, relaxed arms. So we're drawing them back but pulling them down. Do you want to all do this with me so you can actually feel it? Okay? we want our gaze to be forward. We don't want to be up here and we don't want to be down here. We just want to be gazing forwards. So when you take hold of the bar, what you want to do is make sure you've got a neutral spine, okay? We don't want to be like this or butt out. We just want to be nice and engaged through this midsection tucked in. We're going for one hand one way, one hand the other. The reason we're doing it is because you're going to get a better grip on the bar, okay? As it gets heavy, if you double overhand, you've got risk that it might fall out if you're not strong enough to hook it. So when you're here and you're pushing the bar off the floor, there's lots of most important things, but another most important thing is that you're actually pulling against the bar. Do you see as I pull against it, I draw my shoulder blades down my back, yeah? Drawing them down. So I said to Zoe the other day, imagine somebody's about to tickle you underneath the armpit and you're like, no, don't, okay? We want to hold that in here, okay? So when you're in this position here, your feet are hip width apart, arms just on the outside of you, bar in the bottom of your hands, and you're just going to push through the legs, okay? So from the side, here, you're going to pull against the bar, push through the legs. You're taking your breath in here. Okay? Any questions on that? No. So, we're going to work up to a top single, top triple, dependent on your ability. When I talk about top sets, I've had a lot of questions around this recently. Basically, a top set is when you warm up to a heavy lift, and then you drop the weight back down and do a back down set or some working sets, okay? Those of you that are doing the powerlifting comp, when you're getting close to your top lifts, can you call me because I want to be involved in those decisions, please? Yeah? Any questions from anybody? No, I have put you in groups, but a couple of people haven't turned up, so it's kind of mucked my feng shui up a bit.
Quick question,
But
Katie.
yeah, go for it.
So you say breathe in when you get to what position? Is it right at the top?
Yeah, at the top or when you put the bar back down. Depends
So
what
you're
you
not breathing
prefer.
out as you go.
No, you're holding your brace the whole way. You're doing with the breath when you want to then let it out. So you're basically breathing in at the bottom of the movement. You're holding the breath until you've finished the work. And that applies for any exercise. Lat pull down, breathe in. Okay, you're not breathing out as you finish. Yeah, you're breathing out at the top. Okay, cool, let me put you in deadlift. Yes. Go on, what do you get, Juliana? You're desperate to tell us.
80.
80. Can we just say, like, Juliana's 60 years old. Sorry, I'm sorry, but deadlifting 80 kilos, like, that's pretty epic. But yeah, like huge lifts, like Stu, wherever he is, he did 190. Ben ripped 200 off the floor. Graham, what'd you get? 155. Men's corner was there was a lot of fucking testosterone down in that corner. I was worried for some lower backs. Guys, tomorrow, your lower backs are going to be sore. Like, they are going to be sore, but it's the same sort of soreness that you get when you train your legs and you can't walk up the stairs. Okay? So I don't want you to like wake up in the morning and roll out of bed and think, fucking hell, I need to ring 111. Okay? Just because you will be sore, like it's normal. But what you need to do today, please don't go home and sit on your ass. Like, get out, go for a walk when you get in and have a nice hot bath. And then if you're really, really sore, obviously there's some mobility bits and bobs in the content library breakthrough. We can send some stuff through to you guys so you've got it as well. But you just need to be mobile tomorrow. The more mobile you are, the easier it's going to be. But you will be sore through your lower backs, as Dave is swaying at the moment. But ego corner got the better of him. So we're going to bench. Let's talk about bench then. Okay, so the most common thing that we've gone through before, but like first and foremost is there's two different types of ways that I believe you can bench. There is the bodybuilder style. Sorry for what I'm about to show. I think you bench more like a powerlifter though.
Oh, well, I started as a powerlifter, so...
Yeah, exactly. There we go, fine. So there's the bodybuilder style, which is very much like flat back, the bar comes out, the elbows go out to the side, they're pressing quite high on their chest.
Whereas what we want is, this is kind of like quite my personal opinion. I actually got trolled so hard recently for a bench post. I feel like I made it as an influencer. But I was like, yeah, comment on my post, bitches. So yeah, like your elbows are like this, so they're not very stable. The bar position is here. There's a lot of risk that it could then kind of like roll quite easily onto your neck. And also this exposes your shoulder joints like quite a lot here. Whereas when we're benching as powerlifters, what we're trying to do is we are trying to create a small arch, which is why we did the mobility stuff at the beginning. So I'll show you how we achieve the position in a minute, but what we're doing is, through having this arch here, did you see how I brace through my back? And then I draw the bar down to the lower part of my chest, but look, my elbows, like, they're pretty fucking solid. And then I'm pressing the bar backwards. So number one, if I fail, it's more likely to go down to my belly. Number two, I'm locked into position, so I'm less at risk with my shoulders. And number three, I'm just stable through my back area. So again, more stable, less risk of injury. And the other one that we often get referred to as cheating is it reduces the range of movement. So I don't want to sat like this. Hi, guys. It reduces the range of movement, so hopefully we can actually lift a little bit more. So how are we setting up? We want to have our feet. Some people will be here, some people will be here, some people will be here. It's entirely dependent on your body. But the first thing is your bum needs to be staying on the bench, okay? We don't want to be lifting the butt up, because otherwise we're putting excess pressure through the lower back. We then want to lay flat on the bench. And you guys, there's little rings on these bars. I'd start with your little finger on the ring, okay? And then as we lift up, we're going to push our body backwards, but draw our lats and our back down. So you can actually see on me at the minute, because I'm a little bit leaner. I don't know why. Scales don't say that. But you see how I draw this down? Can you actually see that? Do you want me to show you again? So when I'm here, I'm pinching my shoulder blades together underneath me, and I'm drawing them down. And then what I'm going to do is, as I lift the bar out, I'm going to lift it up and pull it forward. So this bar position here is actually over the lower part of my chest, not my face. The reason it's here is so I can create more stability in my back. Then as I press down, I'm going to brace into my tummy. We're going to draw that breath into the middle of the lower part of the rib cage diaphragm, and I'm going to lift my chest up and draw the bar down, and then I'm going to push it backwards. As I'm drawing the bar down, I'm actually focusing on ripping it apart to create stability through my back, okay? And breath-wise, because Sabrina asked on deadlift, so I'll tell you on bench, breath in now. Okay? And when you're finishing your rep, try not to chase the rack. Try and make sure you finish the rep first with locked out arms before you're throwing it back in the rack. All the way.